is a dagger which I see before me. The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch it. First you got to start with getting yourself out of your body. I can't be up there and be me. I have to be this character that Shakespeare created, who was a historical character.
Smiling in my face, pluck my nipple from his bony skull, and dash the brains out. I have sworn to you, and you have to this!
And then you come to a show and a character like Lady Macbeth, and it doesn't work if you make it a character. It doesn't work, and it doesn't reach people if you make it so non-relatable and non-human.
We have ideas are rare once long, painted on the pole, and under it, here may you see the tyrant!
As with many of Shakespeare's plays, there is an element of timelessness in the content where, yes, it is set in a very specific setting, there are very specific things that have to happen for the next thing to come about, but with Macbeth and many of its other plays, the content matter itself, the things that the characters are experiencing, feeling, emotions are emotions we could still have today.
Fair is foul, and foul is fair.
I directed Antigone, which is a Greek tragedy. We had rehearsed it both ways, indoor and outdoor. We had
And God wherewith your majesty loads our house.
Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight. Where's the fan parlor?
My own esteem, but if I dare not wait upon, I would, like the poor cat of the adage.
Prithee, peace!
It was daunting until I started reading the text, and the text does it for you. Once you have the text memorized, you get up on stage and it does it for you. There's not much to think about. The only problems that I've had are turning myself into a warrior. I'm not a warrior.
You have to be yourself somewhat as the character, and you have to pull from your past experiences and like the depths of your soul kind of to play someone so, I don't want to say evil, because I find her to be a little more human than I guess the average person reading Macbeth, but you have to be able to pull from your personal experiences. You have to make it relatable and real if it's going to reach anyone at all.
I knew I wanted to stage manage it since we announced the season last year, because I have a passion for Shakespeare, and I have a passion for the language that he uses, and I also have a huge passion for the theater, and I love watching his works on stage. I just knew that it would be something that I would be excited about, and even though I had Senior Sem and a million other things going on, I knew that it was something that I really wanted to do.
Yeah, it's been emotionally, physically draining, but it's been very rewarding, I feel like. The 6 of us that were brought in from Theater 460 that were like the precast, we've had a whole year to work and develop our characters.
Well, it was kind of complicated at first just because of the language and stuff, so like, I'm an accounting major, words aren't really my thing. So at first I was really like, what's going on in this play? But like seeing it and like reading it again, it's been exciting. I'm excited.
It's just so weird to see like a couple weeks ago we were finishing up this fun, very light, very happy show, and now we're like about to finish up with this show that's like so emotional and so dark.
I need to get him into my body, and it's not hard to get villain into your hands. It's not hard to get him into your eyebrows. It's hard to get him into the small of your back, and it's hard to get him into your knees. And that's what's been really challenging with playing the villain. Like I said, the text does it for you, so it's not hard to play the villain in that respect, or in the respect of my hands and my eyebrows. But the knees and the small of your back and a shoulder or something like that. It's just tough to get that in there. And basically my goal with this character is to have my mom come and see this play and not know that it's me. Or it's to have someone who doesn't know me, someone that goes to this school that doesn't know me, think to themselves, I don't want to talk to that person because that person killed a bunch of people, and that's a bad dude. I want people to avoid me because of how well I play this character.
So it's hard transitioning from people where you can just be crazy and funny and make people laugh and create this whole other world to then somewhat putting yourself in a character and seeing yourself and in situations like your character, like Lady Macbeth, putting your real world experiences on stage to reach people. So it's a little heavy.
A secondary goal is I want people to see what we do with Shakespeare here, and I want them to go pick up more Shakespeare and read more Shakespeare.
Lay on, Macduff, and damn be him that first cries, hold enough!
So I was a little prepared for it. JJ, the fight choreographer, has been phenomenal. He's been really great at simplifying it to a point where it makes sense. I think that's probably the greatest challenge, is making it make sense to whoever's learning it. So that's been really helpful. It also helps. It's one of the more challenging things I've ever had to do, like in my life, but it is one of the most fun things I've ever had to do, is swing a sword at somebody. John and I were talking about it a couple weeks ago about it. It's probably our favorite part of the show is the sword fighting. It's so much fun. It's incredible.
I've never been cool to my little brothers before. I've never been impressive in any way. You know, you go and see a Star Wars movie and you're like, oh, Ewan McGregor, he is super cool. Swinging that lightsaber around, fighting, cutting people up. He's super cool. I've never been cool, and now I get to be cool. And it's very exciting, and it, you know, my character is powerful, and the fact that I get to kill people on stage, it helps me be powerful. You know, I do have that power. I look at people that I'm interacting with that are supposed to be scared of me and who I am supposed to be scaring, and I can look at them and I can know, hey, I do kill people. It's not just implied. I actually kill people on stage, and it's cool.
It has been challenging, but it's been one of the most fun challenges I've ever had to do in my life.
Yeah, I mean, Outside and Inside are two different shows, even as far as character intention and the mood of scenes goes. So, you know, it's very challenging, and they both have different visions for each show. And, I mean, they communicate and they try to keep it as similar as possible. But there will be times when someone will say, oh, Ryan told us to do this, and Lori will just laugh. Like, Ryan, I can't believe he told you to do that. But, you know, I mean, yeah, that's challenging.
I think there's more to it, and since we're doing two different shows, basically, with two different directors, so it gives me more to work with, I guess. There's a lot more to explore, and that's really cool. And I think everyone is feeling the same way. It's definitely more, in a good way.
Well, obviously, it gives a much different feel. There's a much different tone outside than there is inside, and I think that's going to be really interesting to play with, because with the inside show, it's going to be obviously proscenium, because that's what we've got. So the audience is going to be a little bit removed, which on the one hand means it's going to be a little more intimate with the other actors on stage, but at the same time, being outside, the audience is going to be right there. I mean, if in theory I could reach out and touch an audience without a problem, if if I wanted to, which would not be in character, obviously, but they're right there. That's practically either a thrust or at least they're on the same level. It's a more intimate setting with the audience, which means that there's going to be a whole different energy.
Even the interpretations of the same script, they're not major, but it's different enough. Whereas at first, we only have 6 rehearsals. I think it was 6 rehearsals outside before the show, and they are gone now. We have done them all, and we are ready to go for Saturday.
Oh, totally different characters. Because like I said before, Lori has it where we're a little bit more supernatural. We're kind of the 3 fates. And Ryan has this more, we're angry, we're old, and we're bitter. So it's very different, even though it is the same play, you're right.
It's just kind of different perspectives on the characters and how we are going to play them. And we're featured in different scenes, and I don't know, we move. That's pretty cool. That's not unlike anything I've ever done before. It's a new challenge, and for someone who really enjoys just watching theater, it's cool to, I don't know. I would be attracted to it if I weren't in it, so.
I haven't done anything like that before. The experience, it's a really good one to have, because the outside has so many other challenges, like besides the acting. You have to make sure everyone can hear you because it's very windy over here, and being in character more because there's no like set wings. It's like you're pretty much completely exposed.
Yeah, just communication is key, and especially, I mean, it's both a help and a little bit of a hindrance that they're married, but for the most part, it's been a help, because then they're able to communicate with each other better, and they're able to understand each other better.
It gets kind of complicated just because, like, one day you'll be learning the indoor, where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to say, and then the next day you go outside and those places aren't there anymore, and you're like, wait, I haven't done this for a couple of days now. What am I supposed to do? Like, it just kind of been like, oh, that's right. And then once you get into it, though, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And then you just start going for it. So,
because it has been so windy and down by the lake projecting, I know one day afterwards, my diaphragm, I don't know if it can physically hurt, but mine was hurting. I stretched that sucker. But, no, the wind has been a challenge, and getting used to just all the natural noises, and I guess the unnatural noises that come with traffic and stuff. And also, you can't control that environment as much because it's outside, obviously. And so if there's, people outside, or there's rain or wind, especially wind, you have no control of it.
There's a difference between fully focusing on the text and then using elements with the text. And it's a split there, but it's actually a very interesting split in helping us all to grow as actors to be able to do this.
It's a lot, yeah, with the 30 actors and trying to coordinate all of them and their schedules with my directors, with both of them. It's been a lot, but a huge help in this process has been the Sarahs, my ASMs. I could not have done it without them. They are my rocks, my help, my everything. Also, too, I feel as though when we do the play, because normally in theater you can't see the audience because of the lights, there's kind of that unsaid curtain that's always there, kind of separating you from the audience, but now it's taken away. So we're going to be able to see them, and they're going to see how our whole, actions and stuff, yeah, so it's just different.
Because the inside show, it's controlled. It's much easier to focus because you can't see if the audience is fidgeting. But outside, if you turn and you see that someone's walking across the courtyard and you lose that focus, then the wheels are going to come off.
No fourth wall.
You just got to train yourself to keep it together and to not let that kind of thing bother you. So it has been helpful. I've lost the wheels a few times, but I think I've gotten better outside at keeping it together.
Lori is so fun and so great, and like I don't think I've ever seen her not smile or like be excited. Whereas Ryan, he's fun too, but then all of a sudden he's very serious at the same time, and he just like jumps right into it. Lori kind of is like, okay, we'll see what you do first, and then we'll change it from there.
Both Ryan and Lori are very good, and they're awesome at pulling things out of you that you didn't think you had. So like they'll tell you to, like with my Unsex Me monologue, I've done it multiple times in one rehearsal, one private session with Lori, and she'll tell me, breathe through it, or visualize it, and then Ryan will come up and like move me or like take me and like put me here as I'm doing my monologue, and he'll step back and watch it happen, or he'll yell and say something like bigger or more, and it like they never tell you exactly how they want the monologue to feel or appear. They kind of point you in a direction of the instinct and, like I said, the ambiance and the feel of the show, but it's your job to make it your own and to bring it to life. And they let you do that. They stand back and watch you do that in the whole process of it.
Yeah, and then they tell you to say the monologue as if there's mud in your throat.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what?
Like Lori was saying in our Acting 2 class, she's like, the indoor show is pretty much the script with Ryan's face on it. Like, it's all Ryan's, like, vision. And then outdoors, Lori's like, I'm going to be more traditional. It's going to be more of a traditional feel and very Shakespearean.
It's just beautiful to me, this whole process, this whole cast, art directors. I want to write a book for Ryan and Lori of just thank yous and how this has helped me and how I never want to graduate because I want to keep working with people like you and just things like that. And I guess I just want to say now I understand why people love certain shows so much.
This is a tough show for me because it's my last show, which is emotional for me. And I don't want to harp on that right now because Saturday and Sunday shows are going to be really difficult for me to not lose it emotionally. But just the biggest thank you to Ryan and Lori for trusting us with this, and for trusting the cast, and for trusting John and I to kind of take this under our wing and make it our own in the short time that we had. And it's been such a fun and stressful process, but looking back, I wouldn't have wanted to change one day of it, because it made the show what it was, and all the hard work and hours put into rehearsals and everything is coming together now, and it was just such a fun process, and this was a dream role of mine, and so I'm fulfilling a dream on stage, and I couldn't have asked for a better cast. I couldn't have asked for a better Macbeth. And to have both Ryan and Lori, just out of this world directors directing us for this show, it is a dream come true. And I feel like if I do get to act after college, after I graduate, that there will be a very, very high bar set to come close to this show and this production, because it's just at a completely different level than anything I've gotten to do here. So just a big thank you, and I'm excited for everyone to see it. I'm nervous for everyone to see it, but really excited.
I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Fear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven.